Well, I was raised as a child in the Methodist church. Just, go every Sunday type of thing. And then when I got married at age 19, I got pregnant right away, and all my friends are away at college. I have nobody except my sister-in-law to associate with. So I go and visit her. And she was almost ready to be baptized as a witness. And I would listen in on her Bible study, and all I had to hear was 1975, because it's just shortly before then, that's going to be Armageddon, that's going to be the end of the system, and Diane, you're not going to make it. And it just scared me spitless, I tell you. So I kind of started asking a lot of questions, and then they said, well, you should have your own Bible study at your own place, And so that's kind of how it started. And actually, I got into the organization by fear. I stayed in by fear. I think it's a fear-driven religion. The day I was baptized as a witness.
Really?
Yeah, you have to go to the circuit assembly is how they did it, this big group of meeting. And they had about 80 people getting baptized, and so they ask you 2 questions. And I was not warned as to what the questions were going to be. But they said, will you disown yourself? Give yourself up to the society. And it was like, what? Say what? Disown myself? Nobody ever told me that. And I didn't answer it. And everybody's yelling, yes, and nobody noticed that I didn't say anything. So I thought, oh no, now I got to get on the bus and go to the swimming pool and get dunked, get baptized. But as I was being baptized, I just said, I want to serve you, Lord. I think this is the way, but I'm not sure. So my doubt started right there. The abuses that I saw the Watchtower perpetrating on people, myself in particular, I was only a witness a year before I got married. I got married to a Jehovah's Witness. And then I got pregnant right away. And during that time, it was discovered that I had the Rh negative blood factor, and that this is my second child, so the problem is going to happen here unless you do something about it, medically intervene. And doctors can easily do that. They give you what they call a ROGAM shot. And one shot and protects the baby. So, I want to get the shot. Well, somehow the elders found out about it, and they wouldn't let me get it. And I wrote to the Watchtower Society and pleaded my case, and they said, no, you can't have it. And, I worried my whole pregnancy, what's going to happen to my baby, because how they treat that, they want to do a total blood transfusion exchange, and of course Jehovah's Witnesses can't do that. So this was a very stressful pregnancy, and it so happens that my daughter has my blood type, so, I didn't have to deal with that. But there was another witness woman, at the same time she was pregnant. Same thing happened to her, and her baby was born with severe cerebral palsy as a result of not having that shot. So I started questioning it right then. I just felt so abused and oppressed, but not enough to rebel against it. And then here along we come again, because now the doctors say you need a tubal ligation. If you get pregnant again, you could die, because the way my insides were messed up and so forth. And again, the Watchtower Society says, nope, it's better to die. At least you'll be resurrected. You can't have the tubal ligation. And, what's so sad about both of these instances is about 3 years later, after I pleaded my case, God changed his mind. At least that's, they claim. They say, Jehovah has shown new light. And they come out with an article that if the woman's life is in danger, she can have the tubal ligation, and you can have the shot to protect the baby. And so that's just an abuse. And I told an elder, I said, I am really angry about this, because I've lived now like 3 years thinking, if I get pregnant, I'm going to die. And if it's okay with God now to have this surgery, it would have been okay 3 years ago. And he said to me, he was this big, tall elder booming over me, and he said, you should get down on your knees and thank Jehovah for changing his mind. So that's another example of an abuse. And those two were my personal biggies that made me start questioning. What happened is, after I left the witnesses, and then I started this writing process, and I was so caught up in it, and I felt so driven. And that's all I could do in all my spare time, is just do this. So that took 5 years, and then it took a year to find a publisher. And then once it was published, there was 2 years of promoting it, and I had to give speeches and radio and all that. And so I didn't have time to think about replacing my belief system, but it was always in the back of my mind, and it bothered me. So in recent times, since all of that has settled down, I go to visit churches, but I don't fit there. I haven't found one where I feel like I fit, because I still hold on to 1 or 2 witness beliefs which conflict, with the churches. And so I feel the need to replace my belief system with something else. And I feel now the really urgent need to start really focusing on that. I feel a spiritual need. I just don't know where to go to get it filled. And yeah, it's a little scary. It's a little scary for me.